Hey there, YouTube. This is my part two to the response to Jay, who sent the vlog, the women choosing the wrong men, and I put the wrong in quotes because wrong and right in that particular context can needs to be clarified or classified. Um, I was pointing out that children are involved in the bad choices of the parents. You know, the whole sins of the father visited upon by the children kind of thing, or the sins of the mother in this case. And more often than not, you have these women that are in those type of situations with children, and the children witness what's going on. So now the children are in a chaotic home. And sometimes people forget, oh yes, not only what I do affect me, but it affects those that may be in my life, i.e. children, i.e. offspring, or spouses or siblings, depending on your living situation. And I just wanted to touch on the fact that the so-called roughneck is associated with strength. Now, back in the days of slavery, when they wanted more slaves, more baby slaves, what they would do is they would take the biggest Negro male and they would pair him up with the biggest female Negro to sort of breed them like animals. And that's the term you get for stud. You know, stud was the prized animal that they would breed. And of course, many black men were quote unquote made into studs and were ones that were having sex and producing babies that would ultimately be hoped to grow big and strong. So I'd have a big and strong labor force on my field, on my plantation. So now we've taken that, and now the black man is still in that stud mindset, i.e., the animal that's going to be breeded, the prize thoroughbred, that's going to be bred to, of course. And that seems to be the black, and especially the black man's worth is his sexuality more so than his character or his work ethic, but the prowess of his penis, if I may go there. And sometimes these brothers are even in situations where they're involved in illegal activities, whether they're drug addicts, whether they're drug sellers, whether they are thieves, whether they are doing other things. Dave Chappelle once in his stand up talked about how women like to surround themselves with comfortable surroundings. Like the man gets the fast car because women like the nice cars and women like the nice houses. And of course, that roughneck may represent that thing. Maybe the drug dealer represents that sort of thing, and the women flock to that. Um, and also keep in mind too that maybe some of these women don't come from homes where the father was an active and supportive presence. You have to understand that some of these women come from places where maybe there was a single mom, and maybe she saw her mom go through different men, or it was just a single mom and she's struggling day to day, and dad is nowhere to be found. And again, we forget that all of us carry baggage, psychological, emotional baggage, every day. Whether it was something that happened to us when we was in first grade or maybe in high school, we carry that around with us even in our 30s and 40s and 50s. So, with that being said, understand that she may make a choice based on what she's around. Maybe all she saw were the type of men that were bad, and that's all she wants. So that's another thing to consider. And I mean, I hope your cousin gets the help she needs, Jay. And I truly hope that she does. Thank you for putting this out here. I mean, I've probably talked about it in past videos, but I thought I'd at least like to put my 2 cents in on your vid because, I mean, I've noticed that too. I see that type of behavior, and then sometimes it's also it's too easy to want to paint the woman as a victim alone. Don't get me wrong. She doesn't deserve what she's going through, but yes, she walked into this situation knowingly and willingly too, for whatever the reason might be. So I can see where I can kind of go with the fact of she didn't know what came over her because there are certain primal forces within in us. Like, what is it for guys? What is it about a girl with curves and hips and thighs? What is it about a woman with large breasts? And guys are dang near breaking their neck to go look at that woman and try to be up under that woman. What is that about? So that's just something you might want to think. That is very primal. That's base nature. And sometimes it takes us to go, hey, we gotta keep our base nature under control and try to get in tune with our higher nature. Not saying eradicate your base nature because that's what is needed, but don't be so quick to be submissive to it and be a slave to it. And I know that's a hard thing, and I walk a tightrope with that on a regular basis. So, thank you for the vid. Thank you for putting this out here into the realm of cyberspace. Take care, Jay, and YouTube. And of course, if you have comments, love, hate, please send them. Take care.